All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to do our Bitcoin and Bitcoin miner daily update. Bitcoin is going off right now, so we're in a huge breakout. So I want to look at the big board and look at what all the miners did because they are also kind of breaking out right now. And then I want to go look at the chart and see that it's breaking out. Let's see if this is something that we can hold. I want to look at a few of the other indicators and see if maybe we can't get some momentum and have a little bit of a relief rally at least, if not a bull run. So a lot going on today. I'll try and keep it brief. Very exciting day. Oh, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And also, if everybody could please smash the like button. All right, thank you. Let's go to the Bitcoin miner big board. The day is not quite over yet, the trading day. So these are not the absolute final numbers. And they've been trending mostly upward all day, but we'll see. So I'm just going to go through where they are right now because almost everybody has made a massive move to the upside. Bitfarms is up 12%. Cleanspark's up 10%. Hut 8 is up 17.5%. Hive is up 12%. Riot is up 14.5%. Marathon is up almost 23% today. So they have regained the largest market cap status. Riot actually passed them in market cap over the past few days. And now with this massive move to the upside, even though Riot's up 15%, Marathon has now passed them. Core Scientific is up almost 12%. Argo Blockchain is actually a little bit of a lagger, up 5.5%. Bit Digital up 11.5%. DigiHost up 11.5%. Greenidge is up 16%. Stronghold's up 11%. Iris is up 12%. And TeraWolf is up 11%. So you can see, I think other than one Bitcoin miner, every single one of these miners is up double digits today, and some of them, including Marathon, is now at 23%. So these are massive, massive moves to the upside. This is the kind of action we haven't seen since 2021. For those of you who remember participating in the bull run last year, we had days like this all the time. Well, 2022 has not been that year. We've had almost none of these days. So it's very refreshing. It's nice to see, but let's take a look and see if it's going to hold. Okay, the only thing that looks better than the Bitcoin miner big board is the Bitcoin chart itself. This is the Bitcoin chart on the 15-minute time frame. So I just want to point out right here, this green candle is where the market, the US equity markets opened this morning. This was 9:30 this morning Eastern time. So you can see Bitcoin had been pulling back all morning. This orange line, as always, is where Bitcoin closed when the equity markets closed yesterday. So that was at $20,312. We had almost pulled all the way back to that. And from that moment on, we have just shot up like a rocket all day. Somewhere in the middle of the day, we had about 45 minutes of a little bit of a pullback, and then bam, straight back up since then. Each one of these are 15-minute candles. So you can see there's no, even at this level, there's no red in here. So it has been green for the last several hours. We've broken through several lines of short-term lines of resistance. Now, these were not strong lines of resistance, but they were important ones. The other thing I want to show you is if you see this volume, there has been some volume here. So again, this is only on a 15-minute time frame, but this was on nice volume over the last several hours. Okay, on the 4-hour time frame, this becomes much more obvious. Here's today's trading. So the first line that we broke is this green line at 20,882. That dated back to June 30th. So that was a week ago. We kind of flashed, candle wicked up to that point and came straight back down, and we haven't been anywhere near it since. So in the first half of the day, we got to that point. We did struggle for a while, and this is where we had a little bit of a pullback. So this held up a little bit of resistance. However, in a reasonably short period of time, we did push right past this. We then went up to this next line at 21,187. That was our previous high from June 28th. So we took that out and went right through that with no problem. We then had a higher point here on June 27th at 21,520-ish. So we've actually just now gone through that line. So really, in any instance, in order to create a higher high on what we've been working on this little bull run, all we needed to do was really get past this spot at around 20,700. I think it was more important that we got past this line at 20,000, just a little under 20,900, but we've gone well past that. We are now at 21,724. So we're $1,000 by those lines right now. Now that doesn't mean that's going to hold, right? Obviously, this is a huge push to the upside, so we're going to have to see if it lasts. But I want to look at a few things and see if there's an indication as to whether or not maybe we can find some support here. And I'm going to show you my target price I've had for a little while that I think we're starting to approach. So the next point we need to cross, if we go back to June 26th, you'll see we peaked at around 21,800. So we need to cross that line, and that will truly be a higher high even on this time frame. So that will take us all the way back to June 16th. That was 3.5 weeks ago since we've been at that price point. So that's my next short-term target price, but I want to move to the larger time frame and show you what I'm looking at. Okay, so here's Bitcoin on the 1-day time frame. So let's take a look just big picture, because some important things have happened. The first thing is this pink line right here at just under $20,000 was our 4.5-year line of support. That was our high from the previous bull cycle back in 2017. So you can see we did break below this for 1 day back in late June, and then we actually closed below this 3 days in a row earlier this month in July. That was July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. We ran right back up above that, and now we've closed 1, 2, 3, and today, unless something absolutely dramatic happens, we are now $1,700 above this line. So this would be 4 days in a row back above this line of support. So it actually, we keep testing this line of support, and it seems like it's about to fail, but in reality it is still holding. So I'll just quickly talk about my target to the downside if this does not hold and we turn back around. And again, that would be no surprise. Remember, for the last 6 or 7 months, the default pressure has been downward. However, this does feel a little different. In my video a few days ago, I did say I think something's changed. So at the moment, just for the last few days, it's playing out that way. And I don't necessarily think that something's changed for good, but this does seem like an optimal time for a relief rally and for the overall market to run up a little bit. But Bitcoin in specific, what I have been targeting, this green line here is the 200-week moving average. You know, down here I was mystified that we had not really gone up and given a test to this line. So I don't know that we will pass this test or fail this test. We may get rejected at the 200-week moving average, but I feel strongly that that is a line that we should test, because this is only the 3rd time in the history of Bitcoin that we have been below the 200-week moving average. The other 2 times it happened, we immediately moved right back above it within a week and created it as a line of support again. This extended period below the 200-week moving average, this is the first time this happened in the history of Bitcoin. So I have been expecting to retest this line. We're now getting very close. This is coming in at around 22,500. So we're at around 21,700 right now. So hopefully we make a run at that line. Hopefully we actually reestablish that as a line of support. That is what happened the 2 other times in the history of Bitcoin that we went below the 200-week moving average. So again, for Bitcoin's entire history, this is only the 3rd time this has occurred. The other 2 times, the exact same thing happened. However, there's a very small sample group, so, we can't assume that's going to happen this time. But at least it looks like we are making a run for that, and we have a shot at testing that 200-week moving average. So that is what I will be looking for, to see if the positive momentum can sustain itself, to see if we can test this 200-week moving average, and if we can get above that and confirm that, then that would be very bullish. All of this may just be a relief rally, because we have been inside of a downward pressure market for quite some time now. But relief rallies can be severe. So, cryptocurrencies have wild swings. We are only up 23% right now if I measure from the bottom about 3 weeks ago. So far this has been just gaining steam right now. It would not be unusual at all to see the price of Bitcoin go up another 20 or 30%, even if this is just a relief rally. So it's hard to confirm that we're turning back into a bull market. We need a lot of things to happen before that happens, but I would like to see if this rally can keep running. So that's what I'm looking for. Can we get above this line? It's coming in right now, the 200-week moving average at around $22,500. Again, we're at 21,750 right now. So on the downside, it does seem like this line at just under $20,000 is holding up. Now, we did go below this, and that was historical. We've never gone below the all-time high of the previous bull cycle. So this was a first, but you can see, as it turns out, potentially, we may have just flashed below that a couple of times extremely briefly. We're now well above that, so hopefully that holds and we go up from here. Again, I'm just going to point out, I have a line at 15,700. So in the event that this does not hold and we turn around and see more downward pressure, and again, I think this is a relief rally. I don't know that we moved back into a bull market yet, so I don't know when this relief rally ends. If it does, I do still think it's possible we test a few things, one of which would be our 18-month low that we hit just 3 weeks ago, and that was at around 17,600. And then the other one would be, I have a line here at 15,700. That would represent a 30% pullback from the 200-week moving average, and that is what happened the last 2 times that we went below that. Lastly, I just want to take a look at the RSI. This is Bitcoin on the daily time frame. So you can see the daily RSI. If you remember, we had made this arrow, and that corresponded from the 3 or 4 week period from May 9th up until June 6th. The RSI had gained momentum for all those weeks, and unfortunately it got rejected at around 50, which is neutral. So it hit that once and then it hit it again. It got rejected both times and we had to reset all the way over. What I did a week ago or so was I just copied this line exactly and moved it over here to see if potentially maybe we could follow a similar path. So this one's a little wavier and it did look like we had failed and gone off this path, but you can see in the last 2 days we've run right back up to this yellow line. We are at 49 on the daily RSI, so we're at just under 49. So we have the potential here to get above 50 on the daily RSI, and if we can make a run from there, that's when Bitcoin has its real bull runs. Daily RSI between 50 and 70 is where most of the action happens for Bitcoin. So we're not quite there yet, and again, the last time a month ago that we tried to get there, we got rejected twice. So, you know, history may repeat itself. We may get rejected at this point, but we are there at least again to test this point. The Fear and Greed Index is at 18 today. It was at 18 yesterday. It was at 19 the day before. So that's the best 3 days the Fear and Greed Index has had in the last 2 months. So although that is still extreme fear, it's on the brink of switching over to fear. And again, this is the best 3-run day we've had in 2 months on the Fear and Greed Index. So everything seems to be pointing to the fact that we're easing up a little bit. We're in the middle of potentially a relief rally. Now, the Fed talks next Wednesday. So we all know how that goes. That could be the end of the party right there if we even last that long. But for the time being, a lot of good indications right now that we may be having a short-term run-up. I'm just going to close on the 15-minute time frame because you'll see we're 1 minute from the market closing in the US, and this upward trend has continued to accelerate even as I've made this video. We're now at 21,839. So that is the high of the day. That's the high of the week. We have to go all the way back to, we're right at where we were on June 26th. So we're about to take out another spot. Clearly today we made a massive move to the upside. We may come back and retest some of these lines. I mean, Bitcoin does not normally go up in a straight line. So if this does slow down, we hope to find a line of support somewhere at one of these 3 green lines and then bounce off of that and head back up. So that's the goal. We're looking to try to get to 22,500, which would be to get back above the 200-week moving average. So that's what we're looking at. Very good day. Hopefully everybody had a great day either trading or hopefully your portfolio is green today. So thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, remember to subscribe and smash the like button, and I will see you in the next video.